Cansado daquele atacante que só perde gols? Reforce seu time comprando coins de maneira rápida e segura, sem risco de banimento. Cobrimos qualquer oferta do mercado. Chame agora mesmo no link da descrição.
Have become a bit more international, but this is it. This is the big one. This is the Esports World Cup Grand Final. Jafonso versus Young, a matchup worth $300,000. Only one can call themselves the Esports World Cup champion.
Hold on, why is there so much space?
What on earth?
It's a poor decision there from Young. I think he was sort of caught out there. It was almost a 3-on-1 somehow straight from kickoff.
Well, it will be Jafonso kicking from left to right, of course, representing Lunar Galaxy is Diogo Jota's esports organisation, the Liverpool forward.
Oh, Jota, I mean, Young's
the back post. Look at the space for Mbappe. This could be a brilliant start. 3.5 minutes into this grand final, and we've already got goals.
He's been caught out there. I was about to say, I think it's Stones or Havertz. It's whoever plays right back. The way Young starts his team, obviously they have to change formation. Players have to move and rotate into their correct positions once you change that. The space was there to be exploited just based on that, and Jafonso made it count. Took the touch there with Mbappe, showed the composure. Young, it's a poor start by his standards, but you'll see what I mean with the replay. If you can see on the screen there, number 2 just running across, I think it's John Stones, back post. Havertz out of position as well, trying to track back and catch Mbappe. But Jafonso makes it count.
How does a mistake like that happen, Brian, this early into a game?
It's twice, though. It's sort of one for each player where the space opened up, and for Jafonso's perspective, he made it count. Young, as well, had that opportunity to make it count, but he made the wrong choice there when it was a 3-on-1. And again, Jafonso pushing forward with Mbappe and R9.
R9's looking pretty now. Still R9 looking to go straight direct down the path of William Saliba there.
Great step overs and cancellations there with Jafonso. Trying to isolate Young defenders.
Havertz, De Bruyne, that one whipped out wide into Mbappe. Massive win back. If you have just tuned in, this is the big one, the Esports World Cup Grand Final featuring EAFC. One of these two will be a champion picking up $300,000. Their biggest ever payday already, just getting into the quarterfinals, let alone into this grand final. 150k already guaranteed. Chance to double it and walk away with that massive trophy. Here's Kai Havertz now. Jafonso starting this game brilliantly, just 11 minutes in. Finds Vitinha now. We'll look to try and pickpocket the defence. Oh! It's absolutely magnificent from Jafonso. Speak about saving your best performance to when it really does matter. What a start in this one, Ryan.
Yeah, he's done that a few times. A little dink ball over the top. Hullet makes the run in behind, and it's time to perfection. Catches the defensive line off Young, off guard there. We'll see it again. Putellas into Vitinha, triggers Hullet, just a little dink over the top. Hits it to the near post. And what I love with Jafonso and his coach Armando is just the composure. You would think they've conceded with the way they react every time. Even the last-minute goal in the previous round against P8 Zin, when it looks like all the odds were stacked against him, he found a way to get a last-minute goal. Not once, but twice in that game. And for Young, it leaves a few questions on how you stop that ball. Do you press the person in possession? Do you try to track the run of Hullet, but then that leaves space for a driven pass into the attacker? That's the conundrum you have when defending those situations, so it's very difficult.
Well, Mardo Vale is the coach that sits behind Lunar Galaxy, much more than the coach. He's been actually heavily involved in Lunar Galaxy as a whole, the creation of the esports organisation alongside Diogo Jota. You look at the players that have come through alongside him. Di Fernandez, especially there, Ryan, had a great season. In another world, could have maybe went an extra step or two further, especially in the likes of the Liga FC Pro. But then you look at Jafonso, made a massive risk in some ways to go all the way out to the MLS, where sometimes players that make that big move and it doesn't work out well, it's an opportunity wasted. That's your token in an FC Pro League that you can't really find again. He went there, became world champion. Champion in that league, then got himself a ticket to Berlin for the FC Pro World Championships. And the thing that I was worried about is he qualified so early for the FC Pro World Championships and he wasn't in the E-Champions League that he didn't really have any big LAN event to really practice and getting the reps in before those big tournaments. Yes, he played in a couple of Portuguese local tournaments, but other than that, you maybe had question marks over the sparring reps that he's been able to get.
Cansado daquele atacante que só perde gols? Reforce seu time comprando coins de maneira rápida e segura, sem risco de banimento. Cobrimos qualquer oferta do mercado. Chame agora mesmo no link da descrição.
He's been looked absolutely brilliant. And still, the fact of the matter is, Ryan, he came here a week ago without even a ticket to the Esports World Cup. He came with 127 other players who were all vying to get 2 spots in the Esports World Cup. This could be a big goal back. Petr does enough.
Great keeper movement.
To save out for a corner. Young looking to whip it in. No one takes a wicked deflection out to De Bruyne. Konate. Saliba trying to get it onto a better forward. Is he offside? No, he's not. Haaland's on. Petr again.
I thought he was miles off for a second. Corner though, Young.
Quickly back in and defended well, but back to the point, Ryan. He took a massive risk. He self-funded his trip out here to Riyadh to play in the last chance qualifier. Only 2 spots available. It was him and Nicholas that took those spots.
Yep, and it's crazy to think that in another world, we may not have even been able to see this performance from Jafonso.
Do you think it's helped him as well that he's come out a week early? He's played, I think Gorilla said 20 games. This is 21 games now.
100% makes a difference. I wouldn't have put Jafonso as my person to win the tournament. I did have him as one of my top 3 in the group of Group A, but I think it makes the world of difference playing here. You're acclimatized, you're used to playing on the stage as well, and I think playing on the main stage a couple of times makes a big difference. I think in terms of just getting used to the connection as well, there's little differences. I think it makes the world of good for him.
Coutinho finds Patas now. Could be a second for Mbappe.
That was risky there from Young, defending there. I don't know if he intended to switch to Saliba. I sort of pulled him out a little bit. Maybe he wanted to switch over to Konate, because that's what it looked like the movement was made for.
Saka now, the amount of times we've seen grand final swing or even be a blowout is so important that Young tries to just get a goal back and nudge his way back into this one. Especially with how some of the games have gone today. Possession goes missing. Hosselu will continue his run on the far-hand side. He'll do his best to try and track the run with John Stones, but we've seen what happens before when John Stones gets caught out. Massive win there from Bukayo Saka. Keep an eye on the eyes of Cristiano Ronaldo, Haaland and Mbappe, all triggering runs off the ball.
Great interception again.
Needs to get Haaland in that box. Mbappe just fakes the play a lot. Will he use him? Will he try and get the ball into him? You're asking a lot there, aren't you, Ryan? Bukayo Saka up against Kai Havertz.
Yeah, it's a weird choice there. I think he done extremely well with the play lot cancel. Just gave Jafonso something to think about. But the cross to Saka, in my opinion, is pretty hopeless and happy. You're not really expecting him to win the ball. It's sort of just a crossing for crossing's sake there.
Big win again. Bates kicking off this attack for Jafonso. If you have just tuned in, this is our grand final of the Esports World Cup. $300,000 on the line. That's a huge 1,000 club championship points in the Esports World Cup rankings, which could be worth a serious amount of money. Saka, Mbappe, a couple of ball rolls. Can he find that through ball? No, he can't. Third of the grand final already gone now. Chance for Young now to get back into this tie. Can he go man for man and try and give a couple of skill moves and chain him together? There's those trademark step-overs from Mbappe. At the moment, everything that's coming his way, Ryan, he's dealing with.
Yeah, and dealing with extremely well. And to start a counter-attack with Mbappe, good step there with Havertz from Young. Step over animation there with De Bruyne. Didn't work in Young's favour in midfield. We haven't seen much of Young's build-up if you compare it to the game against Abu Maka. Utilised Havertz with the switch more often than not, and it worked, helping him build up, getting the ball to Mbappe straight away. He's not really done that so far in the first 30-odd minutes.
Keep an eye on Cristiano Ronaldo and Haaland here. They look to peel off their runs. Cuts it back, finds Ronaldo. It must go, it will! He's back in the tie. An important goal before this grand final may have just started to swing out of the balance.
It's a massive goal, Brandon. We take a look at the replay. Just a player lock cancelled to CR7, then goes to him, moves him into the position he wants. That touch is perfect. The shot across goal from CR7, and it's a very important moment to get back into this game for Young.
Just shows as well the importance of the play.
Cansado daquele atacante que só perde gols? Reforce seu time comprando coins de maneira rápida e segura, sem risco de banimento. Cobrimos qualquer oferta do mercado. Chame agora mesmo no link da descrição.
So many
100%.
times it's often fade, but then when you can really utilize it and just create your own animation, your own run, next thing you know, you've opened up a pocket of space.
Absolutely. It's a mechanic that, of course, a lot of the top players, the elite level players, maximize to its full capacity.
Jafonso, back to you. Hossler all the way up from left back, believe it or not, heavily involved in the attack. Hullet, what a pass into R9, he can turn and he can finish! A 2-goal lead reinstalled in seconds!
Straight from the kickoff, Brandon. I thought maybe this attack could come to an end. I saw Haaland dribbling on the sideline there, but he managed to work it well, gets it into Hullet, and then it was either he's going to go for Mbappe, but Konate committed the driven pass into R9 Ronaldo, finesse at the near post, and the 2-goal lead is restored again for Jafonso and Luna Galaxy.
How is he playing so calm in a game like this?
But it's every game, though, with Jafonso. It's every game. If you were to go through every single game he's had on main stage and just pay attention to his player cam, you maybe would have seen him celebrate or show emotion once, maybe twice, maximum. He seemed accustomed to these scenarios, these high, intense moments.
I mean, I don't mean to put you on the spot, Ryan, but in your playing career, what was the biggest ever amount you were in a grand final for or a match-up for?
In terms of prize money, compared to this, nowhere near. This is 300,000.
How are you feeling in that? These guys are playing for
Literally
150k extra.
It's a massive game.
As much as you aren't thinking about the money, you can't help but think about it in the back of your mind.
I think Jafonso knows, though, that this game is nowhere near from being done. We've seen Young score 16 goals in the previous 2 games. So you have to be wary. You have to know that your opponent's dangerous and show respect to them at all moments, just because you never know. But Jafonso...
Surely not another one. Wins a corner. We know where that could end up, and we probably know where it will end up.
Oh, he's gone short.
Surprisingly, does go short. Then we'll try and work it in. Where's that through ball? Haaland, Hullet, Mbappe all in the box trying to be a nuisance.
I think he's playing for the last attack.
Well, speaking of a player, Anders Vergang in the crowd watching along in this grand final. Hullet, can he try and turn? Mbappe will try and shift a step over. Still on 9. It's an absolute gift. So patient, Jafonso. And the patient pays for the Portuguese player.
It's surgical. He's just breaking him down in every aspect of the game. Jafonso, even playing it short from the corner, a lot of players would opt to try and get it into Haaland, and understandably so, but you notice the clock there. Try to play for the last attack. Recycled possession. This movement with Mbappe was great. The tackle, R9 Ronaldo, the step there was aggressive from Young with Konate, but then the finish from R9 was great for Jafonso, and just before half-time, or not, wait a minute.
How was...
Oh, I was going to say, the animation there with Militao to get bundled there for Jafonso could have worked against him, but 4-1. The Portuguese man leads going into half-time. Young's got a lot on his hands to try and spark a comeback, Brandon.
Absolutely. 4-1 at the break. I'm sure somewhere in the world, probably in England, Diogo Jota must have a little smile on his face right now. He is 45 minutes away from his esports organisation becoming esports World Cup champions in the game that he absolutely adores. It's not over by any means. There is still a long way to go, but the only player that we've really seen push Jafonso to the edge is Young. He knows he can beat him. He's the only player that has beaten him in this competition. He did lose 1 game in the last chance qualifier to Abu Fazi, but other than that, in the last 20+ matches he's played here in Riyadh, he's only lost 2 games. Top the group stages in Group A, in case you missed that. One of the best defensive records in the competition. And in case you didn't see the groups, they were absolutely stacked. No one was safe.
Cansado daquele atacante que só perde gols? Reforce seu time comprando coins de maneira rápida e segura, sem risco de banimento. Cobrimos qualquer oferta do mercado. Chame agora mesmo no link da descrição.
He was in a group with the likes of Johnny, Mark 11, Nathan SR, MS Tassari, P8 in, Web Nasri. This could be a chance off the restart. Young, desperate for a goal. Bukayo Saka, it's asking a lot.
Gets the corner though.
Which at this point in the game, try and get back in from that. Aerial plus meta, which Erling Haaland is surprisingly not able to connect with on that occasion. How hard is it, Ryan, in the grand final of this? You're 4-1 down to not lose the mental side of it. Part of you must think it's over, but with 9 1/2, we've come very much accustomed that it's not over.
Yeah, and I think Young will know that better than anyone. He's...
Oh no, it might be over. Cuts it inside. It's the wrong player in the back post.
Yeah.
If that's Haaland, it's a different story.
Yeah, if it's Haaland, then maybe it might be over. But for Young, fortunately, it was R9 lurking at the back post. But of course, Young knows there's still a long way in this game. He's got 40 minutes or so to try and spark a comeback. The issue is when the clock ticks on, you obviously have to push more bodies forward. You're more susceptible to counter-attacks. You leave bodies in offensive areas.
Havertz, Hullet, Young, something's got to click. It's that final pass at the moment that just isn't landing where he wants it to. Possession wasted there by Jafonso. Kai Havertz does expertly well to keep that on and just ball rolling himself back into possession. As every minute goes past, Jafonso must be thinking, I'm getting so close to crowning out a superb season the best way possible. Hosselu wins a throw-in quite high up the pitch. Well, the last time we saw a Portuguese player really go to the latter stages of an FC competition was Francisco Cruz. It was a long time ago. I'm sure he's watching on somewhere in Portugal, supporting his fellow countrymen. I'm sure Tuga as well along that list with that whole Portuguese community.
Just looks so controlled by Jafonso. I think Young's going to have to do something to try and ruffle
brilliant
the
pass.
feathers.
That's a fantastic cutback. Mbappe teases the cutback, but just goes on his own. 5-1, Jafonso leads in the Esports World Cup final.
And that's why time finishing is essential. Greening it at the near post with Mbappe, but as you said, just teasing the little pass back. It's just about having the options for your opponent to think about. You see Mbappe there, R9's in a great position where he has to either, for Young's perspective, commit and go to Mbappe or sort of jockey backwards and try to cut the passing lane if a pass happens. It didn't. And Jafonso was brilliant, timed it to perfection, and for Young now, 4 goals in 30 minutes or so to try and equalize. It's just not falling his way. It just seems like he just can't break him down. I don't know if there's anything Young can do in his perspective, maybe a change, or I don't know.
Surely not. He's not done yet. Into R9. That one goes out for corner. Well, we have got a minute in play, by the way, just to update you in case you haven't heard these figures. Jafonso this year would have won $400,000 if he wins this. Ooh. To this point, he's won $102,000 or $3,000. A win here, another $300K on top of that. He will not have a better season in his lifetime with that sort of prize money, unless somehow all the prize pots go up in the next year, which I know, you know, they might very much do that. And to think he came through the last chance qualifier on the 12th of August, a week ago. Need to have dreamt of just getting into the knockouts, let alone the Final Four or even a grand final. Important pause this now, though, for young Brian, if there's any. Last tactical push that he's going to go for the game. It's a 4-goal swing.
Yeah, and the thing is, he's still got a corner to defend.
Cansado daquele atacante que só perde gols? Reforce seu time comprando coins de maneira rápida e segura, sem risco de banimento. Cobrimos qualquer oferta do mercado. Chame agora mesmo no link da descrição.
We see now how dangerous they've been this year, and it's going to be Haaland again. Is he going to get it into the corner? Just about saved by the goalkeeper there. But as you mentioned, for Young, he knows he has to go for it. But I said earlier, you're going to leave so many spaces. And Jafonso is lethal. We've seen it throughout this tournament.
Another big win, finds Bukayo Saka. Keep an eye on that back post. Petr does enough. Time ticking away. And as much as we can big up the fact it's 9-minute halves, and it still gets to a point where if you need 4 goals, even with 20 in-game minutes, you're asking a lot. Has to basically have 4 chances and score every single one of them. Saka, is this one of those chances? Haaland in space, it's a Neymar, must score! Is this the start of something special? "20 minutes, 3 goals, Ryan Pizarro. It could happen.
It could happen. It definitely could happen. Young, a great goal, just chose the right pass there. The ball in was beautiful as well. And the extra pass to Neymar. And then it's all up to Young there. Does he have the composure to finish it? That first time ball again, just a little extra touch is lovely. It's a great goal there from Neymar and Young, and it's a lifeline. 3 goals, Brandon.
It's more the question mark here of Jafonso seeing out this game. Final 17 minutes, he'll just be thinking, just get me to the 80th minute. If I get to the 80th minute with a 3-goal cushion still, it's got to be near enough impossible. Neymar finds Bellingham, surely not an off one. Young must score, Petr.
That's it, that's the moment. He had to score that there. Jude Bellingham, he'd done everything right. The composure was beautiful up until the last moment where he decided to shoot. I don't know if he second-guessed it, maybe he was looking too much at the goalkeeper there. And this will be extremely painful if Jafonso down the other end can get goal number 6.
Gives away possession again, and it's another roll of the dice. Get a goal before the 80th minute. Who knows what the last 10 minutes these might be. Huge switch of play. Wherever this Bellingham play has been with Neymar has worked so far. It's given him a different avenue, a different outlook. More importantly, a bit more pace on that side. Neymar, Bellingham could create a 3-on-2 now. Where's the cut back? Lofts it in. I like the idea, but
it's just, yeah, it's not the cross he would have wanted. I think for there, if he held L1 down, I'm not sure if he did or not, didn't get the correct animation for the cross. You want it lofted. You want Haaland to be able to have time to get the jump on the back post, but it was way too whipped there at the back post with Jude Bellingham there, sorry, for the cross.
And what do we say, Ryan? You've got to have 4 perfect chances and you've got to score them all. That was 2 wasted there. Jafonso. Under 10 minutes away from being Esports World Cup champion. Locked it into Haaland. He can do it now. He will do it now. 6-2 Jafonso, maybe he just knows what he has achieved here in Riyadh.
That is exactly the cross that Young was looking for down on the other end. You want it lofted, you want Haaland to be able to have time to get in the air and challenge the back post, and that's exactly what Jafonso did. Putellas down the byline, and it's Jude Bellingham against Haaland. There's only one winner, puts it into the corner, 6-2. And unfortunately for Young, it's game over, and I'm sure he knows that as well. You can see him just dejected.
Well, you look at the run he's at, Jafonso. I'll say it again, he was in Group A with Young, Mark 11, Webb, Nasri, Emre, Yilmaz, Abu Maka, Levi David and Johnny. Levi David and Johnny didn't even make it out the group stage here at the Esports World Cup, which just shows how difficult it's been. He came straight into the knockout stages today. A win against Mani Bature, a win against PA's in extra time. And a huge win here in a grand final. What a way to end his FC24 season. $400,000 in prize earnings just this season. And a massive chunk of that coming from the Esports World Cup, of course. 300K guaranteed with a win here, but he's not done yet. He'll be thinking, Ryan, I joked about earlier, can we just continue the season? Can we play a few more tournaments?
No, he's peaked at the right moment, Jafonso, and even to say that the MLS was early on in the season, he's sort of just been consistent throughout. His level of performance, though, has been sublime.
You sort of sit here and think if the FC Pro World Championship was a month later.
The thing is, he's done so well there as well. It's not as if he...
Still a top four.
Yeah, and for Young, never mind, about to say, gets a consolation. Jafonso smiling as well, just everything sort of falling in his favour in some moments in this game, and unfortunately for Young, he just couldn't get it going. And Jafonso knows the Esports World Cup, the AFC champion. It's something he will call himself. It's a huge moment.
What a moment. What a journey. 16 players came here to Riyadh from all over the world to try and bring back the trophy for their club, their esports team. Jafonso will end this EAFC 24 season as a world champion, an esports World Cup champion. Jafonso is your winner.
Unbelievable, the outpour of emotion as well, you can see it. I said we've never really seen anything from him in terms of celebration, and this is how much it means to him. Unbelievable from Jafonso and Armando. Fantastic work from the duo and everyone behind the scenes. Deserved champions, but commiserations to Young and Tuzzy Esports. They've been unbelievable. They should be so proud, and it's difficult in these moments to find the silver linings and understand the accomplishments they've achieved. Second is no shame. Jafonso, though, has been sensational. As we mentioned earlier on, there was a world where he might not even have been here. If there wasn't the last chance qualifier, he wouldn't be here at this tournament. And Jafonso has done himself proud.
Heartbreak for Young. He won't feel it now, but he should be so proud of himself. Top 2 in the Esports World Cup is massive. Only a handful of players will ever make one grand final in their time, let alone 2. But what a moment here in Riyadh to conclude a week that's been incredible. Lunar Galaxy have put their key into the trophy, and they will be crowned Esports World Cup champions. Jafonso does it here in Riyadh. He is champion of the EAFC section of this incredible 8 weeks in Riyadh.
Cansado daquele atacante que só perde gols? Reforce seu time comprando coins de maneira rápida e segura, sem risco de banimento. Cobrimos qualquer oferta do mercado. Chame agora mesmo no link da descrição.